Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. Let's kick things off today by completely shattering a myth that I know we've all bought into at some point. You know the one? The idea that seeing real, measurable changes in your health means you have to suffer through months of grueling, strict diets and just endless sacrifice. But honestly, what if I told you that you could trigger a rapid biological shift in your body almost immediately?
Right? It brings up this really fascinating question. What if health transformations literally took days instead of months? Now, I know that sounds a bit like science fiction, but clinical nutrition actually backs this up. There are specific whole foods that act incredibly fast. Once you eat them, they get right to work, altering your gut microbiome, shutting down those annoying post-meal blood sugar spikes, and actively cooling off systemic inflammation all over your body.
And honestly, here's the absolute best part of all this. No fads, no weird supplements, just pure biology. We're totally skipping the trendy internet diets and those crazy expensive supplement stacks today. Instead, we're going to focus in on 3 scientifically proven, super easy to find whole foods that deliver these exact measurable benefits, and they do it fast.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Food number 1, fermented foods, for a rapid gut reset.
So a lot of folks rely on taking standard probiotic capsules every morning, right? But the reality is those capsules are often just completely destroyed by your stomach acid before they can even do anything useful. But fermented whole foods, they're totally different. They successfully survive that harsh, acidic environment. They reliably deliver billions of live, active microflora straight to your gut, along with these amazing pre-fermented nutrients that your body can literally use the second they arrive. We're talking about things like traditional unsweetened kefir and raw, unpasteurized kimchi. These are absolute biological powerhouses.
And don't just take my word for it. There's a landmark study from Stanford University that totally backs this up. The researchers found that just adding fermented foods to a regular diet led to a massive, highly measurable increase in gut microbiome diversity. But even crazier, they saw this steep decline in 19 different inflammatory proteins, including a major troublemaker called interleukin-6, in just a matter of weeks.
But here's the kicker. You don't even have to wait weeks to start feeling this biological shift. Within just 48 to 72 hours, those active cultures from the kefir or the kimchi start altering the production of something called short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs, down in your gut. Your internal environment is quite literally changing in a matter of days. So how does that internal shift actually feel for you as you're going about your day? Well, the immediate feeling is pretty profound. For starters, you're going to notice a massive drop in that uncomfortable post-meal bloating and just way smoother digestion across the board. On top of that, those short-chain fatty acids actually improve your gut-brain signaling, which translates directly into sharper mental clarity. And finally, because your whole gut environment is now optimized, you actually absorb more nutrients from every single thing you eat during that meal. Okay, so how do we actually do this? Your actionable dosage to get started today is super simple. You're aiming for either a half cup of unsweetened kefir or 2 tablespoons of traditional unpasteurized kimchi daily. Now, a quick pro tip here, definitely start with a smaller amount at first, just so your digestive tract can comfortably get used to this new influx of healthy bacteria. All right, let's move on to our next category to build out this health foundation. Food number 2, dark leafy greens, focusing on spinach and arugula. To understand why these greens work so fast, we really need to talk about nitric oxide. See, these dark greens are absolutely packed with something called inorganic nitrates. When you just sit there chewing your spinach or arugula, the bacteria naturally living in your mouth convert those nitrates into nitrites. And then, your body rapidly turns those nitrites into nitric oxide. This is a potent vasodilator. Basically, it acts like a chemical green light, telling your blood vessels to relax, open up, and expand. And the speed of this reaction is just staggering. We're talking a mere 2 to 3 hours. Think about that. Unlike a lot of essential vitamins or minerals that you have to take for weeks to build up in your system, nitric oxide production spikes just a couple of hours after you eat those greens. You are physically widening your blood vessels hours after finishing your salad. So what do relaxed blood vessels actually mean for you in the real world? Well, looking at blood pressure, clinical trials show that eating a single high-nitrate green meal actually lowers your systolic blood pressure within hours. And what about your energy and stamina? Since your blood vessels are wider, you're getting a significantly better delivery of oxygen straight to your brain and your muscles. That means you can effectively wave goodbye to that sluggish, absolutely miserable post-lunch energy crash we all hate. So here is your action step for the greens. You want to aim for about 2 cups, which is basically just a generous handful, eaten raw in a salad, or maybe just lightly steamed with a little drizzle of olive oil. But please listen to this critical warning. Never ever heavily boil your greens. If you boil them in a pot of water, all those precious nitrates are going to leach right out into the water, and you'll end up pouring those rapid health benefits straight down the kitchen sink.
Moving right along to our final food pillar today, food number 3, dark berries, for a rapid brain boost.
The real secret behind wild blueberries and blackberries comes down to a fascinating compound called anthocyanins. These are super powerful polyphenols, and they're actually what give these berries their deep, dark purple and blue colors. But what makes them truly incredible is what they do biologically. These compounds can actually cross the blood-brain barrier. They travel directly up there to interact with the vascular endothelial cells in your brain and really throughout your entire body. Now strap in, because this is the fastest time frame we're looking at today. Research shows that powerful, highly measurable biological shifts happen within a mere 1 to 2 hours. Yeah, just 60 to 120 minutes after you eat a bowl of blueberries, this is happening.
Let's break down exactly what those rapid shifts look like. Inside that 1 to 2 hour window, your arterial flexibility improves, which basically clears the way for smooth, effortless blood flow. At the exact same time, those polyphenols are busy inhibiting specific digestive enzymes, which perfectly blunts your blood sugar spikes after you eat carbs. Put those two things together, the smooth blood flow and the blunted glucose spikes, and you get steady, sustained energy without the afternoon crash, plus really acute, noticeable improvements in your executive function and processing speed. You literally think clearer and you think faster.
So, what's your final daily dose for this one? You need exactly 1 cup of fresh or frozen dark berries every day. I'd highly suggest throwing them in with your morning meal to kick off your day with a sharp mind, or, just have them as a midday snack paired with a handful of nuts to keep that blood sugar perfectly stable. Okay, let's bring all this amazing science together. Here is your 7-day action plan for strategic additions.
The beautiful thing is, we can synthesize all 3 of these fast-acting foods into one super simple, really easy daily routine. Check this out. In the morning, just add 1 cup of dark berries to your breakfast. At lunch, toss a massive handful of dark leafy greens onto your plate. And in the evening, just pair your dinner with a little side of kimchi or maybe drink a small glass of kefir. I am officially challenging you to try this exact trio for just 7 days. Track your digestion, track your energy levels, and pay attention to your mental focus. Just watch what happens.
I want to end this explainer with one final question for you. Which of these 3 fast-acting foods are you going to commit to adding today? Drop a note down in the comments. I really love seeing how you guys take this science and actually implement it. And hey, if you found this breakdown helpful, please do like and subscribe for more evidence-based health insights. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.